Hi, my name is Robert Quintos.
CBS was founded in 1927 by New York City talent agent Arthur Judson, initially named the United Independent Broadcasters Network but rebranded as the Columbia Phonographic Broadcasting System. It wasn't until 1928 when William S. Paley bought out the then failing network for $400,000, approximately $6 million in today's money, that the network renamed itself to Columbia Broadcasting System. Over the years, CBS built up its reputation as a network, eventually building a news division under the direction of Edward R. Murrow during World War II. By the late 1940s, CBS took a major innovative step in broadcasting technology, with the development of long-playing records by its Columbia Records division. As television was becoming a more popular medium, CBS was dubbed the Tiffany Network, showing high-quality and sophisticated programs such as Studio One, Playhouse 90, and The Ed Sullivan Show. During the 90s, CBS experienced falling ratings as a result of the decline in quality and number of affiliate stations. As the only self-owned broadcasting network at the time, CBS was bought out by Westinghouse Electric Corporation for $5.4 billion, approximately $9.2 billion in today's money. CBS was renamed again for the last time to CBS Corporation shortly after. In 2020, CBS has a global revenue of $14 billion, 16 stations, and over 200 affiliation agreements. William S. Paley was the first president of CBS from 1928 to 1946. Paley was best known for his accomplishments in pushing forth broadcasting, and is considered to be a pioneer in both radio and television networks. Paley was different from others in the industry due to his perspective of broadcasting. He viewed radio as a business venture rather than just a local news media outlet. He identified that in order to sell more advertising time, good programming and sponsors were the most important factor. Paley changed the entire business model of radio broadcasting in order for it to be more lucrative, offering free programs to affiliated stations in return for scheduled sponsored shows. Talent searching was one of Paley's hallmark skills, settling on producers such as Grant Tinker, Norman Lear, and Larry Gelbart, famous for MASH. Paley is also responsible for their infamous 1948 talent raid of NBC, settling on some of their hit stars such as Freeman Gosden, Charles Correll, and Edgar Bergen. Paley's talent raid helped them immensely in smoothly transitioning from radio to TV. Paley is most likely an ESTPA or ESTPT personality type, or better known as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are perceptive risk takers, but they are also rational and practical. Paley took a huge risk in investing in a dying radio network. He not only managed to make CBS incredibly profitable, but he also involved the industry as well. As a chief executive of CBS, Paley took many risks in his talent searching. He was quick to drop programs or stars as fast as he was willing to sign them on. An understated factor in the success of CBS also lies within Paley's affiliates, as they were very trustful of him and his decisions. Another leader of CBS is Nina Tassler. Tassler joined CBS in 1994 as a VP of drama. As she rose through the ranks, Tassler eventually became the president of CBS Entertainment from 2004 to 2015, becoming CBS's longest-running president. CBS experienced some of their most successful years when Tassler was president, being the #1 most-watched network for 12 seasons. During her time as president, she oversaw the additions of popular TV shows such as How I Met Your Mother, Big Bang Theory, and CSI plus its spin-offs. Nina Tassler will most likely be an ENTJA or ENTJT personality type, or also known as a commander. Tassler is strong-willed, self-confident, and is a strategic thinker. A quote from Les Moonves highlights some of these traits. Nina was tenacious from the very first interview, he said. She wasn't going to leave my office without the job. She exhibited the same tenacity in all parts of her work, every day in the 25 plus years we've worked together. Tassler is also a strong advocate for women in power, with half of her executive team being women, and for the time being, a third for showrunners being women as well.
Hi, my name is Rio Hongo. Hi, my name is Rio. I will be discussing the dominant leadership style in CBS, and accordingly, I'll talk about a leadership theory that explains that leadership style. We collected executives' leadership style. The executives are leading the CBS. So by collecting the data from them, we can know and find dominant leadership style in the organization. First of all, the dominant leadership style in CBS is charismatic leadership style. I will show you the examples of executives who demonstrate charismatic leadership style. George Cheeks is the first person to look at. He is a CEO of CBS. His peers see him as a hard-working, insightful, and decisive leader. With his confidence and decisiveness, he advises others to seek out his guidance. Also, with his intuitive and insightful leadership, we can say he has a charismatic leadership style. Next, let's look at Deborah Barak. She is the president of the business operation. She has great deal-making skills and strategic vision. Her ability to foresee the success at CBS can explain her charismatic leadership style as well. Claudia Leon is another example that demonstrates charismatic leadership style. She is an executive vice president of the talent and casting division. She is passionate, experienced, and has an impressive insight into the casting process. Her extraordinary creative perspective to identify talent differentiates her from others. Dominant leadership style, which is charismatic leadership style in CBS, is explained by integrative theory. In this case, integrative theory consists of trait and behavior approach. Trait approach theory explains exceptional qualities, differentiating the leaders from the followers. On the other hand, behavioral approach theory focuses on the leader's observable behaviors. Such behaviors influence followers to change their attitudes to their tasks. Therefore, integrative theory combined with trait and behavior approach can explain the leadership style at CBS.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Morales, and I'll be presenting the performance issues for CBS. Performance issues at CBS can largely be attributed to Moonves and his leadership style. So, Moonves would give career advancement opportunities to those who he believed in versus giving those opportunities to those who had earned them based off of their actual work ethic and merit. This can create performance issues because those employees who actually are deserving of these raises and advancement opportunities are being kept in their current position because of favoritism within the company. So executives were also constantly threatened with being fired as well as micromanaged. That can also create performance issues and can eventually lead to burnout as well. Now, aside from leadership standpoint, CBS also saw performance issues after their Viacom-CBS merger. So, after the Viacom-CBS merger, shares had plummeted 18%, and the company was forced to lower fees to maintain distribution after years of rating declines. So, after the merger, the company saw a net loss of $258 million. The company revealed revenue from cable and satellite distribution deals had fallen 8%, which is what largely attributed to that net loss. To tackle the performance issues regarding revenue loss, CBS had creating their own streaming platform titled CBS All Access. This was to compete with bigger streaming companies and to be able to cut back and fight against those who are cutting the cord.
Hello, I'm David Diep, and I'm here to discuss with you what led to the downfall of CBS, specifically the leadership. So let's start off by talking about how was leadership in CBS. And CBS leadership garnered so much success that it became one of the big fours in American television network, that a news network that rivaled with ABC, NBC, and also Fox. So up until 2006, when Leslie Moonves became CEO of the company's image started to really taint and fall. And once the success of CBS reached its peak, countless scandals and lawsuits came filing in, and that eventually led to the downfall of CBS. And downfall of CBS happened mainly because of the leadership of Moonves, the CEO and the leader of it, mainly because of the personality disorders. Employees from the research that was gathered said that he kept said that sometimes he would insult them and sometimes he would also at another second praise them, and that's just leading to personality disorder, in which this really relates to chapter 11 from our textbook about company performance and and all that. So this personality disorder, really unhealthy patterns of showing weird signs of about how someone's behavior is, led to violent behavior. And obviously the leader, that is the CEO Moonves, can't really control his anger. He had some anger management problems, so he started throwing stuff around the room. He started getting physical with his environment and also employees, and that's what also led to sexual harassment cases. And sexual harassment cases, you know after his first divorce, he started having consensual relationships with many of the women in his workplace, even interns and also employees, women such as Phyllis Golden Gott, Jessica Paleston, and Deborah Green, and this is just to name a few, filed sexual assault cases against him because of everything, because of his leadership. And so, what was the outcome of his leadership? So obviously, lawsuits came coming in. It gave the company trouble. Company's reputation was damaged and tarnished. And once you lose reputation, and once you lose good status, it's very difficult to gain it back. Customers kept churning. The watchers of CBS, people who watched the network, churned from the network, and eventually employees resigned. And even new employees that are wanting to join are really thinking twice. I'm really thinking again if they should really join this network where all this bad reputation is coming from. And that's
My name is Austin Cheng, and I will be tackling and discussing the fix of the leadership problem, or the solution. So first off, what we need to do is we need to identify the problem. So in the case of CBS, we were able to identify that there were a lot of unethical behavior actions from within the company, more so from the higher officials who were responsible and to blame. And in a sense, the actions by the higher officials allowed the company to take a downfall and, in a sense, ruin the company. So, what's something that we might suggest as a solution? What would we do? Well, looking at today's perspective, we have a lot of companies that use an anonymous reporting system. So what this does is allows anyone within the company to report any type of activity. So this could be from employees from the restaurant chain of a casino or some of the board members. And this allows us to basically report anything that we see. And going to the next slide, what will this do for a company like CBS? Well, it will allow any unethical behavior to be noted and attended to, so nothing goes by. It will definitely prevent situations to get out of control to where there will be alleged lawsuits or damaging the company's reputation. This will also create a safe environment for all the employees, as well as let the company focus on the growth without any setbacks that will hurt the company. Thank you.